Good day guys, my name is Lord Tomo, welcome to another Sonic the Hedgehog toy item collector review. As you know, I'm Lord Tomo with the good old blue stare Sonic the Hedgehog. Throw him aside and let's get into the review. I want to try something a little different simply because, as you already have seen, I'm really cramming a lot of our plushies, Sonic related plushies of course, into my channel. So I want to mix it up a bit, you know, for those who are more fascinated about the various different Sonic merchandise that's currently out there. And I did pick this up a couple of weeks ago, I think, or 2 months ago, and I figured, why not review this, to say the least. I don't think I've ever reviewed this that I can recollect. I think I have, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, let's get into it. This is, I'll put this over here, this is a Sonic the Hedgehog, I was about to say Sonic the Hedgehog, but no. This is none other than Sonic the Hedgehog by Waddington, 100 piece puzzle. And this is quite fascinating in this. There's not a whole lot to really talk about in terms of the collectability of this of sorts. I'll give you a little side story on how I obtain it, just to kill a little time for those who are bothered to buy it. This is something I want to pick up for quite a while, and I could never find one in its complete entirety. Now this is pretty, as far as I'm aware from a collector's standpoint, is phenomenally hard to find in its full completed form, as in never been opened, never been touched and whatnot. This is probably as near mint as you're probably going to get it, or as I got it, simply because I'll get to it of course, but simply because it comes with everything, plus of course since this has shelfware, so for something to be classed as mint it needs to have practically no shelfware and whatnot. But this is as near mint as I could physically gotten. And the reason because I want to get near mint is simply because to showcase you guys, as well as to have it in my collection and say, hey look, it's almost in its entirety. And so for those who haven't checked out, there have been other products that I have reviewed by Waddington. It is a company that I don't know entirely sure if they're still standing as is, but it is a company that did make a lot of good stuff, I like to think, back in the 90s. So yeah. Now this is fascinatingly awesome in various ways, simply because it pays homage to various aspects of the game, for those who've played the original Sonic the Hedgehog game of course. Now of course you have the classic wording Sonic, and you have the Hedgehog. Now this isn't very classic in terms of its natural design, but I thought it's pretty awesome. It stands out, it's pretty unique. It kind of gives you the vibe that you could eventually, if you wanted to, I'm not going to cut it out, but if you wanted to, but yeah. It just doesn't really blend in well with the actual art style itself, but of course it does give you the illusion that he's running, so it's the Hedgehog speedster sort of stuff. And if you look closely, you have of course classic Sonic the Hedgehog, very chubby, very fat back in the day, to what it is now. Not necessarily bad, but it's an interesting throwback to the 90s, especially for someone who grew up in the 90s like myself. And of course you have good old Sonic the Hedgehog there, once again very chubby, very and that's partly one of the reasons why I wanted to get this, simply because this art style is very unique. You don't really see it in today's age. Not that I saw him recently, which is one of the major core reasons I wanted to get this, and maybe it's one of the reasons you might want to get it, who knows. And of course you have the logo Waddington, and you have a various different nods to the game of course. You have the Caterpillar, which for those who played the game, in order to defeat this creature you had to smack it straight in the head or spin into its head, because if you hit the body you'll get damage and you'll lose your rings of course. You have the Buzz Bomber there, very hard to see simply because it's covered by the word Sonic the Hedgehog, and he's shooting of course. You have the, I think it was referred to as the Chomper if I'm not mistaken. There's the Chomper biting, and the Crab Meat, which is of course over there, you know, using its pincers, and of course you have another Chomper up there, just there. So there's a lot happening in this actual zone, and of course you have the green hill zone, and you have of course pardon me, you have just an awesome background which plays homage. I forgot, for the life of me, I forgot the name of the title. I think it's Lava Reef Zone in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. I'm not 100% sure. I know it was a lava zone in which you jumped on these little stones, and as it would go down into the lava it would melt away, and it's kind of a speed reactional thing. And of course you have kind of a totem pole of sorts. You have various fish, which I think is phenomenal in terms of its actual design. And of course it has various different things. You have the action, you get the collector's badge, a poster, and of course you get the puzzle themselves. Now at the very bottom, pretty standard stock, tells you the width and dimensions of the actual length of the puzzle. It tells you how much. Of course on the other side it's exactly the same, and just more obligatory information, and just pretty much the same. Now at the back it's completely bland, which I think is pretty alright from a display purpose. I'm just going to have it like that. Now it does come with various things. I know I've talked a lot, and I will get to what it's meant to come with if I can do it properly. Now the person that sent me this, thank you if you're ever watching this video, simply because it's extremely well packaged. So of course we'll go to the actual badge itself. It is your stock standard badge, bringing as close as possible, and you just have him with his 2 fingers, very happy right there, which I think is quite phenomenal, giving you a peace sign of sorts. Now oddly enough, one of the core reasons, or I like to say the core reason that I had issue, basically, I'll just show you that. One of the core reasons that I had having issues collecting this is because most of them, if not all of them, except this one, another one, didn't come with the badge, and that irritated me for so many reasons. I don't know why. I'm figured if I'm going to collect this for display purposes and collection purposes, I want it as much as entirety as possible, and missing badge is one of them. So it does come with a badge, so look out for that. And of course you get a package which comes with the actual puzzle piece. My one is complete mint, so it's not out of its original packaging, which I thought was phenomenal. Now if you want to be really nitty picky, it does come with this that says please retain this slip for whatever odd reason. I don't know. You can with mine, and of course you do get a poster. Now the puzzle does pretty much enact the actual, and the back is empty, but I think this is what sold it for me. Pardon me. Let's see if I can get a really good view. So this is the poster you get, which is completely different to the actual puzzles themselves, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm not mistaken, and I think this is so awesome. Of course you have the buzz bomber up there, you have a box of coins up there, you have rings on the side, you have the classic, of course, 3D semi-dimensional loop-de-loop at the back, which I think is awesome. You have the buzz bomb, no, it's not a buzz bomber. I'm trying to think from the top of my head. Leave a comment if you know. Bug roller? No, it's not that. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's late, so cut me some slack. And of course you had this. I actually thought when I first saw that creature that was like Sonic's friend, and I walked up to it and I lost all my rings. Just goes to show you how special of a kid I was as a kid. And of course you have like his tree, and you have a waterfall, and of course you have Sonic the Hedgehog, very chubby, very fat. I was pointing at tails. Very soft, very fat, very chubby, which I think is phenomenal. Great attention to detail, absolutely. And per the 90s, you always had tails there that looked herpy-derpy, because that's what he did. That's what he does. I don't know why I did it. It is what it is, and you have his big fat butt over there with the tails. This poster is a phenomenal. I honestly like to think it is phenomenal. This whole set is pretty good. There's not really much you can really say about this set, other than that it's great, and it comes with the entirety. And of course I would imagine that the actual puzzle themselves do look like this. So if you're looking for a complete set, those are the key things you're after. Of course you need the box, obviously. You need the badge, you need the packet of if you don't have the package, just at least a bag of all the puzzle pieces. I will show you another one of these, which the seller wasn't 100% mint, but he had everything that was required, and you had the poster. And look, it is an interesting little piece. It's definitely a throwback to the 90s. It's not something that a lot of people might necessarily buy, but it is something I wanted to buy, and I thought, I'm just trying to get the best lighting, and I wanted to get the best best lighting. There we go. Maybe, I don't know, let's bring it in here. There we go. Best design. So it's definitely something I wanted to get for my collection, and just to showcase you some of the sort of stuff that's currently out there in the past, if you're that sort of completionist of sorts. If not, hey, it's definitely a throwback to the 90s, and it's always good to reminisce. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this review. Let me feedback. I'm not 100% sure on how many versions of these there were. I do have 2 sets. I think I saw somewhere where there were 4 different sets. I'm not 100% sure on that. Rarely, look, it is extremely hard to find these days. Simply in terms of its full completion. If you have a more, awesome. If you don't, I don't know the story. But rarely, I'll probably give this maybe 7 stars out of 10 in terms of how hard it is. I got this for roughly, I think, if I'm not mistaken, $30 to $40 Australian, and it's a little pricey, but I thought it was worth it, and it was not something I could necessarily, what's the wording? Something I could pass up. But when did I buy it? eBay, of course. I would imagine you could buy this from most local stores back in the day, but obviously now it's eBay. That's where I found it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this. Would you get it? Is there something you would even get? Do you even like the art? I think the art's pretty awesome and pretty adorable. Guys, take care, speed on. Until next time.